Trent and see how that stock has been doing, because after their quarterly update, the stock fell quite hard, was down about almost 12% on the futures after the slower growth that was outlined at the AGM. Pankaj, what is your own sense? Because, for Trent, even on the charts, in terms of the stock price move, it's really been a struggle to actually move beyond 6,200. What is your own sense about the stiff competition that it may face from other retail conglomerates?
So on the trend, I think when you look at numbers, the last 2-3 quarters, the numbers have been sort of slowing down. So growth was somewhere about 37 odd percent in Q3, slowed down to about 30 odd percent, and this particular quarter about 20 odd percent. While the management is aspiring for 25% kind of a growth, which we feel is very much possible. I think Trent has done very well in the value fashion segment. I think they have been able to sort of crack that template. Probably on the food side, if they are able to sort of scale up, that is when the things will start looking better. The only challenge with Trent is the high valuation. Can't really be sort of expecting a stock not to react when the valuations are extremely rich and growth sort of tapers off. But our sense is that we are not expecting major weakness in the stock. Somewhere down the line, it will do more of a time correction, and possibly that will be the time when this stock can be looked at. Otherwise, from a growth perspective, this stock has been doing quite superlative growth compared to the rest of the pack. So definitely it's a portfolio stock, but yes, some kind of a time correction is definitely required.
Okay, some time correction could be in store. Sharan, what are you reading on the charts of Trent?
So very similar. I think it can consolidate for the next 3 to 6 months. Again, I also see fundamentals trading around 100 times. It's very high. And whenever slight negative news comes, the stock reacts very badly. And on positive news, it just gives a small uptick. So it can consolidate between 5,000 to 6,000 levels. That's a good range for the stock. But overall, still they are expecting good growth around 25%. So I don't see a major downside in the stock in the coming weeks. So stop loss, if anyone has a position, I think a stop loss around 5,000 levels on a daily closing basis should be there in the system, because the market can be very volatile in the coming weeks or months. So if you have a long position in the stock, I think 5,000 should be a stop loss on a daily closing basis. If it closes below that, you can see further downside in the stock. But for the time being, I think it'll consolidate for the next 3 to 6 months.
All right, time for consolidation when it comes to Trent, but a